The New Patriotic Party appears increasingly divided, with internal tensions rising in the wake of the party's national thank you tour, a post-election initiative aimed at rebuilding grassroots support. Now, after the 2024 general election loss, the party launched a wide-ranging internal review culminating in the formation of the Professor Mike Oquaye Committee. Now, tasked with investigating the causes of defeat, the committee has now concluded its work. Now, the next phase, according to party insiders, involves reconnecting with the base through nationwide engagements. At their first stop in the Western region, the party's 2024 flag bearer and former Vice President Dr. Bawumia cited key issues that contributed to the party's defeat, including the high cost of living, perceptions of government arrogance, and the controversial debt restructuring program.
All the studies are so far. The big issues are: one, cost of living. Niema bo ekosoro ahochiri ebai. The kamo eye adia yefre no arrogance of power. Yasu na eyenti. Yasu edi yentie asem. Party for country and say, yenye reshuffle. And yes, 8 years, yanti.
All right, so let's have a conversation on this, because right after this happened, there's been some back and forth in the party. Some members of the party feel that Dr. Bawumia is shifting blame. Let's speak to Kwasi Kwarteng. He is a communications team member of the NPP. Kwasi, thank you so much for joining us. He's joined us via phone. Kwasi, so as it stands now, what Dr. Bawumia said, is that the truth or not?
Well, I am of the view that matters like this, the solution to uniting our party does not rest in blame shifting. My expectation was that in matters like this, at least the former vice president be bold in leading the party, all of us to take a collective responsibility on the roles that each of us played in ensuring that we had this humiliating defeat.
So, Kwasi, how is it shifting blame in this context?
That's why I'm saying that I don't want to align with this whole conversation about the blame shifting. Of course, I'm also a member of the party, and I'm mindful of protecting the image of the party within the public space. But I am of the view that Dr. Bawumia, if indeed he is leading this thank you talk, then it is only fair that he also has to step in and take responsibility for all the things that cause a defeat. And at the end of the day, we'll be able to make lessons and move on from there. I don't want to use a blunt word of saying blame shifting, but what I want to say is that at least I expected him to take full responsibility as a leader, and not necessarily to come and re-echo the causes of our defeat. These are already known in the report. We do not expect re-echoing of what caused our defeat. We already know it's a thank you job, and we expect that indeed we express gratitude to the people. But to come and re-echo and re-say some of these things, I'm sure it's the more reason why we are having some of these backlights there.
You say you expect him to take responsibility. How do you expect him to take responsibility? Because he's indicating what might have or what led to the defeat that you saw. So how do you expect him to take responsibility?
Ultimately, the back rests on leadership. And he was the flag bearer then, which is on the ballot. And at the end of the day, he's even the one leading the thank you tour. Then what will be the basis of him leading the thank you tour in the first place? Certainly, ultimately, the back rests on leadership. And as a leader, you should be able to take bold decisions. And taking bold decisions also means that you have to even take that bold initiative of being accountable and also taking that ultimate responsibility, whether things went right or things went wrong. For me, I genuinely felt that we've even passed the stage of reechoing what made us lose this election. But of course, I mean, when you give platform for the politicians, they are likely to more or less whitewash themselves. But that is not the most important thing for me, if you ask me. The most important thing is that Dr. Bawumia should be the one to lead the charge. All of us to take the responsibility, the collective responsibility.
Is he not leading the charge to do that because he says that we are sorry?
So again?
I'm asking, is Dr. Bawumia not demonstrating that enough for you?
Well, I'm not sure I'm in a position to mark his remark.
No, but you say that you expect him to take responsibility, and I'm asking, is he not taking responsibility enough?
You see, that if you just suppose that with the commentaries and the remarks that you just played to your audience, then one can say that he needs to do more in terms of taking the collective responsibility, he leading the charge. If you, for instance, make remarks that fuel prices were increased 3 days to elections and you are not aware, it gives room or gives cause for people to assume or speculate that you are shifting blame. And I'm saying that does not demonstrate or show a true hallmark of a great leader.
Well,
as a great leader,
right.
As a great leader, you must admit and take responsibility no matter how the situation looks.
So specifically with e-levy, Dr. Bawumia said he had a dissenting opinion, but then he was not president. He could not have had the authority to ensure that it was not passed. Isn't that fair?
Come again. I don't get your question clearly.
I'm saying, specifically to e-levy, Dr. Bawumia, we are told, had a dissenting opinion, but as vice president, he did not have authority because there was a president at the time who thought otherwise. Is that not being fair to him?
You see, as a leader, you cannot appropriate a reprobate. That is one principle that we have to establish here.
Right.
It cannot be said that when there are good remarks about the Akufo-Addo government, you into it. But when they are unpopular decisions, you distance yourself from it. When you consistently do that, people may not even trust your convictions as a leader. And it is even the more reason why I am admonishing him that he led us into that defeat. Whichever way, whether good or bad, he needs to man up, take that responsibility. He gave a lecture about bold solutions. I mean, he should also be bold to take responsibility with some of these things. There is nothing wrong in a leader taking ultimate responsibility for a victory or a win. It demonstrates that you are an open person, you are an honest person, a trustworthy person. But when you keep shifting blame, that is where people may have question mark with
Isn't it not the case that all this back and forth has a potency to disturb the unity that your party so yearns for?
I mean, certainly, but I am very confident that we will not even get there.
Okay.
Because the truth is that everybody is on board. We have a common goal to ensure that we unite the faith of the party.
Okay.
And that is exactly what we are doing.
Okay.
But I mean, like I indicated, when you give platform to politicians, at some point they may want to exonerate themselves, and that's what is playing out here. Of course, people may also have their different opinion, and that essentially even shows the beauty of democracy. But bottom line is what I have been reiterating. And if you take responsibility as the person who led us into the elections, I'm sure all these things will come to rest.
Okay. Kwasi, thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.